I think it's kind of interesting how we, as a species, right, we're always kind of like looking for the best next thing. What tool is going to get me the results I'm after faster? What shortcut can I take to get what I'm trying to get done that much quicker? And the same thing kind of goes for automotive painting, right? Or is looking for the new tool. What's going to make this job go faster? Maybe I need a new paint gun. And that's what this video is about. See, I don't think the paint gun is that important. I don't think it really matters at all anymore. Paint guns have gotten so good that really the differences between them all is so small and so nuanced. The only real thing that can get you better paint is metallic control, I think. So getting a good base coat paint gun like a DV1B Plus or Tecna base coat or something like that is really going to move the needle the most. But some of my best paint jobs that I've ever gotten have been with something simple like this. This is a Tecna Pro Light, the GTI Pro Light. Tecna is kind of like the stateside brand of DeVilbiss. But these are arguably probably one of the better values still out there for money. This specific one, I've bought this air cap off Spray Guns Direct. I don't know if it's available stateside. I'm just kind of a creative individual when it comes to that sort of things. But this silly air cap and this gun, this is with a 1.3 tip. I've probably sprayed more cars with this than I can count. I've taken this apart, no doubt, dozens of times to clean it all out. I usually put it in like Bulldog gun cleaner, just put it in a metal gallon and let the body of this up, pull it all apart, let it soak overnight, clean it out with a brush in the morning. There's always all sorts of crud. Stuff gets built up in the passageways. You run this through a gun cleaner and it'll clean out, but it's never like 100% perfect. So after a while it starts to have issues and you'll notice like the spray pattern isn't quite right, or maybe the top of the fan pattern's a little bit heavy or something like that. And that's kind of like a tell, like you need to clean your gun out. And it's not perfect. There's like bits of debris and stuff on it. But even still to this day, I can get paint jobs right off this gun that are just second to none. And this is not an expensive gun. You can pick these up used for a couple of $100s. So as you're looking around and trying to get, the new Atom X or the WS400 Series 2, or maybe you just want to spend a couple grand and buy some decent guns. Maybe take a step back, think about kind of what you're after. When I first started painting, I was broke. I didn't have any money, and the first gun that I bought for my 1980 RX-7 was a $60 gun from the Home Depot. And I remember spraying this car out, and I was so disappointed because I went to go lay down this paint, and it reacted. It crawled on the surface. What had happened is I was wet sanding the car, and I was using this bucket I found in my friend's basement. And I'm dipping my sandpaper in this bucket of water, trying to get this finish all blocked out. I had been working on this thing in high school, and I was painting this thing. And I spray my paint, and it like when you wash off a freshly waxed car and the paint in the water the water just kind of beads off and it sheets off nice. Well, same thing happened with the paint. And what had happened is this bucket that I had found ultimately had car wash soap in it at some point. So it had silicone and whatever else, waxes and oils and stuff mixed in with this water. And I was just perfectly sanding that down into my paint. So I had to sand it all back down again, and I ultimately ended up getting it to look pretty decent. This is what it looked like after a bunch of work, but it was not without its issues. The next car I painted was my 67 Firebird, and I did this with an old DeVilbiss Millennium GTI 2000. Ancient gun by today's standards. But I was able to get it to look like this. This is just right after I sprayed it. Was it the best paint job in the world? No. Through subsequent jobs, things that I picked up, at the auction and started practicing on. Eventually I got this 57 painted out like this, but there's a caveat here because I was getting better at painting, and I thought to myself, I ought to buy a better paint gun. So I bought an LPH 400 LV with a 1.3 tip on it. And by all accounts, this is an absolutely fantastic gun. But the problem was I didn't exactly understand the behaviors of this gun, how to make it sing. what clears to use, what settings to use, what technique I need to perfect to adapt to this new gun. And I was used to spraying with the DeVilbiss GTI Millennium at that point. So subsequently, my first bit of clear that I sprayed out of this gun, which was on this 57 Chevy on the trunk lid, I ran it so bad down the back of that trunk lid. I was trying to get it to look like glass, and I didn't understand the behavior of the gun and what I ultimately needed to do, how to stack up the coats of clear coat, the temperatures and viscosity and all of that. All the little things that matter so much in automotive painting, right? So I'm here eating a big old slice of humble pie, cutting this thing out with 1000 grit. Ultimately ended up polishing out, and it looked pretty good. I think this car was about as good as I could realistically get my teenage self back then. I guess what I'm trying to get across here is we get so stuck in our relentless acquisition search, our search for the perfect tool to get the job done faster, better. But a lot of times it's so easy to overlook the fundamentals that are important to get this all right. The technique, the practice, the repetition, just showing up and doing the work. Working through the process, learning, getting better at the craft. And it's so easy just to stick a Band-Aid on it, think, I'm going to spend $1,000, get a gun, and my paint job's going to be perfect. But really, it's so much more than that. There's so much more technique, skills that need to be learned, processes that need to be implemented, ways of thinking, especially in the automotive refinishing world, that need to be implemented. And I guess that's the point of this video. It's why I've put together Make It Match. And ultimately, it's kind of the importance of just jumping in, getting your feet wet, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't, trying different products, figuring out different ways to do things, testing out different sandpapers, figuring out what sanding blocks you like. There's so much that goes into a paint job, not just the paint gun that you buy. And look, from time to time, I'll make a couple of paint gun videos because I think it's interesting. What's changing in the world of paint guns? How do they work? And what are the little nuances that I see? But when you get down to it, when you get down to actually what moves the needle, what gets perfect paint, like what I was able to get on this Mustang, it's not some fancy paint gun. It's knowing the process. It's knowing how to stack the different materials together, what sealer to use, how to make it all work. And at the end of the day, when you get that good at knowing automotive painting, you can pick up any paint gun in the world and you can get perfect results with it. The gun doesn't matter as much as you'd think. What really matters is getting the process right. Knowing how different materials work together, how everything chemically bonds, recoat windows, and ultimately what to do when problems arise. Because that's what automotive painting is. It's just a problem-solving game. There's always going to be something that goes wrong. That's just the nature of it. You're going to get runs, you're going to get fisheyes, you're going to get annoying little explosions, reactions, fry-ups that happen around the weirdest areas. And that's something that you can't plan for, but you have to know how to adapt, how to essentially mitigate the problem as it comes about, right? So that's the fun of it, right? Automotive painting is just a big game, and you can play this game so much smarter. One of the most satisfying things in the world, when you get it right, you unmask that job you've been working for the last couple months on, and you see it come out as good as you'd hoped. You go, cool. It was all worth it. So I guess if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling behind, if you keep spending money on gear, maybe it's not the gear that matters. Maybe it's the process. Maybe it's the knowledge that you have. Look, one of the best things you can do is invest in yourself. So why not give it a shot? Make It Match, school.com, down below in the description. All right, that's it for today. Catch you in the next one.